عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين وكذلك يجتبيك ربك ويعلمك من تأويل الأحاديث ويتم نعمته عليك وعلى آل يعقوب كما أتمها على أبويك من قبل إبراهيم وإسحاق إن ربك عليم حكيم صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Yousuf, we started it last night and we talked about the dream that Sayyidina Yusuf ala Nabina alayhi salatu wasalam had, and he related it to his father. And قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك. His father, Sayyidina Yaqub ala Nabina alayhi salatu wasalam, told him not to relate this dream to his brothers lest they devise a plan against him. Inna shaytana lil insani aduwwun mubin. For sure, shaitan is an open enemy. They can make people do things that are wrong and harmful to others. وَكَذَلِكَ يَجْتَبِيكَ رَبُّكَ. And this is the ta'bir, this is the interpretation of the dream that Sayyidina Yaqub ala Nabina alayhi salatu wasalam gave to Sayyidina Yusuf ala Nabina alayhi salatu wasalam. وَكَذَلِكَ يَجْتَبِيكَ رَبُّكَ. So the dream was that he saw 11 stars and the sun and the moon doing sajda to him. Sayyidina Yaqub, the Nabi of that time, is giving the ta'bir, the interpretation of this dream. وَكَذَلِكَ يَجْتَبِيكَ رَبُّكَ. This is how, or in this way, it will be in this way that your Lord, your Rabb, will choose you, will select you. Ijtaba, yajtabika, Allah will choose you. وَيُعَلِّمُكَ مِن تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. And teach you the correct interpretation of events. Here ahadith means dreams. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will teach you the meaning of dreams, the ta'wil, the interpretation of dreams. وَيُتِمُّ نِعْمَتَهُ. And will perfect His bounty alayka, upon you, وَعَلَى آلِ يَعْقُوبَ. And upon the children of Yaqub, the house of Yaqub. كَمَا أَتَمَّهَا عَلَى أَبَوَيْكَ. As He perfected it earlier. أَبَوَيْكَ مِن قَبْلِ Ibrahim wa Ishaq. Sayyidina Ibrahim, Sayyidina Ishaq, who are your forefathers, Allah perfected His mercy and His bounty over them, and this dream shows that Allah will perfect His bounty over you and also teach you the meanings of dreams. Inna rabbaka hakimun alim. Surely your Lord is all wise and all knowing. So He is Alim and Hakim. He is the one who really knows, who has the perfect knowledge of everything and of dreams, and He has the perfect wisdom who to give that knowledge to and who to not give that knowledge to. And so the knowledge of interpretation of dreams is given to a very select few people by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not something that you can go and learn or you can read in books. As people write books about interpretation of different dreams, they might be based on the experiences of different people. They might be true, they might be false. Similarly, dreams are a very vague thing sometimes. So the similar dream can mean one thing for one person and another for another person. So you cannot generalize and say universally that such and such dream, if you see that, it means that thing. Now, in the discussion of dreams, it should be understood that there's three kinds of dreams. One is hadith-e-nafs, something that comes from within our own self. Second kind is what comes from shaitan. So when the person goes to sleep, their spirit becomes kind of free and the connection with the body becomes somewhat released. And at that time, shaitan finds an opening to impress and show visions to the closed eye. Also, the soul itself, whatever it has been experiencing, whatever it has been seeing, it becomes in that state, it starts to visualize those things. Most of the dreams of common people are of these two kinds, either from their own nafs or from the shaitan, and both of them are batil. Both of them are unnecessary, meaningless, and carry no significance. The only significance that they carry is that shaitan wants to trouble the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or wants to trouble human beings. So therefore it starts to put things in their dream or in their mind when they are even awake to trouble them. Therefore most of the dreams that we see, in which we see horrific things, most of them are from the shaitan or from our own nafs, and we should pay no attention to them, because the purpose of shaitan behind showing us those dreams is to trouble us, is to make us disturbed and worried, and the shaitan succeeds about it. The Prophet ﷺ has given us the best way, which is whenever you see a dream that troubles you, say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Seek refuge in your own words from the shar or the evil of this dream, and ask Allah that if there is any khair, any goodness in this dream, give that to me. And then turn away from the side that you were sleeping on, spit a little, not like a full spit on your partner, but just a little spit, and turn away and face the other direction and sleep. And forget about that dream. If the third kind of dream is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is mostly to the people who protect themselves from sins. Those people who protect themselves from sins and keep pure and make sure that they sleep in a pure state as well, then chances are increased that the dream might be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But remember, as a general rule, most horrific dreams are from shaitan or our nafs. They are not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dreams that are given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember, the one showing the dream is the one who has full control and authority over us. So the benefit that he has kept within the dream, he has the authority to send that benefit to us, to give that benefit to us, even if we do not give importance to that dream. Therefore, if we do this, if we make this dua that, Ya Allah, if there is any goodness in this dream, give it to me, Allah will give that goodness of that dream to us on its own time. Last night we also mentioned that dreams pertain to that kind of destiny which is still suspended. The Prophet ﷺ has mentioned that dreams are on the wings of air, more or less meaning, and they do not solidify and they do not become concrete until you tell them to somebody and somebody gives an interpretation of that dream. Therefore, it is very important that we do not tell our troubling dreams to anybody and just try to forget about them. It is suspended destiny, it will never materialize. But if we tell them, if they are troubling us too much, then we should tell a wise, knowledgeable person of deen, also ideally who has a lot of pain and goodwill for us. So some even religious people, sometimes they are very, for lack of a better word in my mind right now, hot-headed. Sometimes they just give a decree right away, and sometimes they are not afraid to say dangerous things either. They are not very careful. So avoid telling your dreams even to such religious, knowledgeable people. Only tell it to religious, wise, calm, collected, those people who have the best interest, our best interest, and they really wish us well. They have our pain in their heart. Tell your dream to such people, and then it is generally our mashayikh also, whenever we tell them a dream, they try to give the best interpretation so that if it materializes in the best way possible. So that is that. The dreams of Anbiya, of course, they are, because Anbiya are masoom, Anbiya are pure of sins. Their dreams are always from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is why their dreams are wahi. They are part of revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever command is given to them, that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they are supposed to do it. If someone else thinks that my dream is like the dream of a Nabi, they are, na'uzu billah, they are going close to the boundary of kufr, that they are thinking that they are considering themselves as Nabi. The Prophet ﷺ has told us many things about dreams. The Prophet ﷺ used to have a special majlis of dreams. After Fajr Salah, the Prophet ﷺ would sit and ask Sahaba, did you see any dreams? And the Prophet ﷺ himself would also narrate a special dream. If he would have had some dream, he would tell them. But later on in his life, the Prophet ﷺ gave up that routine. This also tells us that the importance of dreams should not be too much. The Prophet ﷺ has said that there's different narrations to this effect. The Prophet ﷺ has said dreams, good dreams, ru'ya salihah, mubashirat, the glad tidings, they are the 46th part of Nabuwah, or they are the 40th part of Nabuwah, or the 49th part of Nabuwah, or the 50th part of Nabuwah, or the 70th part of Nabuwah. All these narrations are present. What does that mean? the understanding should be that, and the Prophet ﷺ, this is explained in another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ has said that for a believer, in their dream, they might also communicate with their Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they might talk to their Lord. That there is a communication. Of course, all of these are for pious, pure people who protect themselves from sin, who are believers in the true sense. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, when he is saying that this is such part of this nabuwah, such part of this nabuwah, he does not mean that all dreams are that part of that much part of nabuwah. And similarly, also he does not mean that if somebody gets good dreams, they are na'uzubillah getting some part of nabuwah. It is just like somebody has a screw and he says, I have the whole car. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, Dajjal, he claimed his prophethood based on his dreams in the first place. And he said, the Qadiani people say it a lot, that the Prophet ﷺ himself has said this is the 46th part of Nubuwah. So he was having good dreams. Who knows what kind of dreams was he having? And they say that na'uzubillah, he got part of Nubuwwat, na'uzubillah min dhalik. That is only a portion of glad tidings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not complete Nubuwwat. The Prophet ﷺ himself has said it's the 46th or 70th or whatever part of Nubuwwah. So it is basically what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might tell people, his pious slaves, to warn them ahead of time of something that might be coming, or to give them a glad tiding. And there is nothing beyond that. So this is what our understanding and approach should be. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us understanding. From this ayat is also proven that just like Sayyidina Yaqub ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam gave the interpretation of the dream in very general terms, that Allah is going to perfect His blessing and mercy upon you like He did over the past, your ancestors, Sayyidina Ibrahim and Ishaq ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. So He did not specifically say that this and this and this is going to happen. So it might be that the meaning of the dream is vague, and upon the time, when the time complete comes, it will fulfill. Just like this dream, Sayyidina Yusuf ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam saw this dream, and 40 years later this dream was fulfilled. 40 years later, that his brothers came in submission to him. So dreams are fulfilled at their own time. Sayyidina Yaqub ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, who was the Nabi of that time, even he did not give a very specific direct and exact interpretation of the dream. He just said that Allah is going to show blessing to you, perfect His blessing upon you. So therefore, dreams are vague, and dreams might not, generally, recapitulating, generally our dreams basically don't mean anything. If it is something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to get something, Allah has the authority to give that thing to us. What we need to do is ask Allah, Ya Allah, whatever goodness there is in this dream, give it to us. If there is harm, protect us from it. If it keeps on troubling us a lot, then only share it with a wise, knowledgeable person who is also very sympathetic towards us, who has a lot of pain for us. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.